I've got a lot, and I mean a lot, of shiny Pokemon. Let's take a look.
Butterfree, go!
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys a brand new video today, and today we're gonna dive through my Pokemon home and take a look, reminisce, and kind of just enjoy all of these incredible shiny Pokemon that we have found over the years. For those who don't know, I have about 900 legitimate shinies, not including Pokemon Go, in the main series franchise games, going all the way back to Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Pokemon Platinum, and some of the newer games, of course, Sword and Shield and beyond. We've got so many shiny Pokemon, and I'm very thankful that I have all of those shiny reactions on my YouTube channel. If you ever look at a binge watch, I've got plenty of reactions. I'll actually put the playlist in the description below for our Sword and Shield content. But I think it's really fun to kind of go back, tell some stories, and kind of just get those memories going of some of these amazing shiny moments that we've had over the years. If you enjoyed this type of video and you want to see another one, hit that like button down below. Definitely make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. YouTube tells me about 50% of you guys are actually not subscribed, so let's change that right now as we are about to hit 700,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate your support. Let me know in the comment section below how many shinies you have. I have not been able to keep track, to be honest, but we've got quite a few. So let's dive into it. Let's open up Pokemon Home and see what we've got going on. All right, so here's my Pokemon Home, and just a quick glimpse will show you an absurd amount of shiny Pokemon. There are a lot. So let me set up some filters here. We're gonna go through, kind of discuss some of these different Pokemon and some of the stories behind them, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. So here's my filter for shiny Pokemon, 974. We almost have 1,000. I think if I actually took the time to transfer in Pokemon Go, I would have over 1,000. So for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna open up Pokemon Go, and I'm gonna show you guys that I've got quite a few shinies over here as well. Pokemon Go says I have 333 shinies on the dot, actually, which is pretty crazy, bringing my total to a whopping, how many is that? That's a lot. That brings my total to a whopping 1,300 shinies plus. That's a lot of shiny Pokemon, a lot of legitimate shinies. So let's dive in to some of these incredible shinies and some of the ones that stick out to me as kind of ones that I remember. Like this one, this is Megatron. I actually very, very fondly remember Megatron as a shiny Pokemon that we utilize in our GBA battles. This is a Pokemon that I won a championship with, which is really, really cool to think back to. I know a lot of people remember our first encounter shiny Articuno. That looked like Articuno to me. Yes! First try, we found the Articuno. Oh! No way! No way! That's a shiny! That's a shiny in the first encounter! No! We did it again! We did it again! We did it again! I did get this on the first encounter. This is on Christmas Eve, a couple years back actually, in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, if I'm not mistaken. And just what an incredible moment that one was. This is my beautiful shiny Budu, nicknamed Dallas Rose, which is my daughter's name. I actually hatched this with my daughter in my arms right after she was born a little over 2 years ago. What an incredible memory. I do want to say some of these shinies I have given away as well through charity events and things like that, but we do have most of the ones intact, but this one's a really special one to me. I've got this shiny Burmy here named I Hate Life. I remember going back to Pokemon right before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. I was playing through I was playing through X and Y, and we were trying to get a shiny male Burmy to get a shiny Mothim, and it took me, I think, 6 Burmies to get it. I have since, like I said, given away a few to charity, but I remember I got so mad, I named him I Fail, I Hate Life, Luck Jr. That's a male one, actually, but I had quite a few fails before I was able to ultimately get the shiny Mothim that we'll dig up soon. I'm sure a lot of people know about the Combee saga. Some of them, again, have been given to charity, but we still have quite a few male Combee shinies in our repertoire. I wanted to see which one it was. This is the first ever shiny that I caught on my live stream at twitch.tv/aDrive.
Yes! Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Woo!
Talk about an incredible one to have, right? I mean, we think back to how many shinies I have now, 1,300 shiny Pokemon, and this is the first one. This is the one that started it all, which is so incredible, dude, to think back. What a crazy moment that was. I'd say we got a couple shiny Magikarps here. There's a lot of shiny Magikarps, dude. Again, this isn't even including my Pokemon Go stuff, which is pretty crazy. And here it is, the original shiny Mothim, which was my first ever Pokemon YouTube mascot, of course.
Nice.
It's funny that's level 69. Nice. But this is the one, man. After hatching, like I said, I think it was 6 Burmies total. I remember it too. We had been doing the road to 50 shinies before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. I remember the day like it was yesterday, for real. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I believe was coming out the following day, and I had just hatched a female Burmy once again, and I said, okay guys, we're gonna hatch like 25 more eggs just to give it another shot before we move on to ORAS because it was coming out. And I think I got it in 22 eggs, the last shiny one, which was finally the male. And it's a 50-50 split, so I just had stupid bad luck up to that point. But talk about just an incredible moment and something that really defined the channel and our graphics and a lot of things like that for quite a long time, actually. I remember getting this incredible shiny Poipole right when Ultra Sun and Moon kind of first came out. We got it really quickly too. We were one of the first people in the world to get shiny Poipole. I want to say that we got it in, I want to say it was like 500 resets, like right out the gate, full on shiny. What a moment, dude. That one was so hype. This is one that I know a lot of aDrive Army members will remember. Go blue for Suicune. I wore a blue wig, I had a blue mustache, and I ripped it off. I had the Suicune card on my shirt, and I ripped it all off when the Suicune finally was shiny after thousands and thousands of resets. I mean, this thing took forever. It was one of the longest hunts we ever did. We went way over odds. It took just a tremendous amount of time, but we ultimately got the Suicune, and it was one of the most hype moments. I remember the entire chat changed their Twitch names to blue, so the whole chat was blue. Everyone was hyped about it, and we finally got our shiny Suicune back in the day, back in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. One of our more iconic shinies back in ORAS was my second encounter, shiny Terrakion. Yeah, that's right. It was on the first reset, second encounter, and that was, dude, second encounter, we got it. I just remember like losing my mind over this Terrakion, it being such a special moment and such a great shiny luck. That was like really my first crazy shiny legendary, and then of course we already know about Palkia and then Articuno. But when you get this many shinies, you're inevitably gonna run into some crazy luck. I know sometimes people like to doubt my shiny luck, but the reality of it is, like, it's just a numbers game, right? When you do it this many times, you have this many shinies, you're inevitably gonna get pretty lucky once in a while. You already know about this one, the first encounter shiny Palkia. What an insane moment this was. Yeah, it's fly in the gap, why not? No way! No way! No way! First encounter! First encounter! First encounter! The most legendary shiny reset ever! Oh my god! No way! No way! That, I mean, it's probably my most known shiny reaction of all time, I would say, is getting a first encounter shiny Palkia. And a lot of people forget or don't realize that one of the craziest things about this was it was back-to-back with shiny Uxie. I had gotten shiny Uxie, I had finished up that hunt, and then I was debating on what to go for next, and my chat was like, oh my god, aDrive, you should go for Palkia, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to do those wormholes, because you had to save on the ground, fly to the sky, fly into the wormhole, and then it dropped down as the first encounter. What a crazy moment, and I think that is where I definitely peaked when it comes to my luck. I don't think I'll ever get back-to-back shiny legends again. I mean, that was just incredible, especially at those odds. What an insane moment of just luck coming together. Back in the day when I started off, I did the road to 50 shinies in Pokemon X and Y, and then I did the road to 100 shinies in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and at that point I decided to do a shiny living dex, which I have since kind of put on the back burner in favor of kind of doing some other projects, but this was the first shiny for the shiny decks, this Bulbasaur right here. I actually was originally planning to do them in order, and then what happened was I got my Bulbasaur, and then I went to do Ivysaur and Friend Safari, and I got like Sunkern and Sunflora, and it like completely ruined that plan, and I was like, alright, that doesn't make sense. So we kind of started chipping away at it, and I really need to sit down one day and like do an Excel document again and mark off what we actually have. To me, it was never about, and people ask me this all the time, it was never about getting a shiny living dex in Pokemon Home or anything. It was more about having a shiny reaction for every single shiny Pokemon in the game on YouTube. Because to me, it was about having those videos that I can look back on for days like today when we're kind of going back and reminiscing and just having that incredible catalog of crazy determination, persistence, and shiny luck kind of all put together for just some crazy shiny Pokemon hype when all is said and done. But this is the one that started the living decks, that's for sure. There is the ultimate shiny right there, the shiny Vespiquen. Of course, the female Combia that I finally hatched after a pretty gruesome, attempt to hatch a bunch of Combies in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And I just remember I lost my mind on this one. I think this is one of the few times that I broke my family-friendly channel.
Yes! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I don't even care! I swore! Let's go!
And I definitely dropped an expletive when I found this thing. A lot of people remember this one. This was a great shiny reaction. This is another cool one that I'll tell a quick story on. I finally got my shiny, modest, ice scale, Frostmoth, and Snome after hatching like 6 or 7 shiny Snomes altogether. A lot of you guys don't realize that because I did it off camera. I was competing in the VGC circuit earlier this year, and I was trying to go to Charlotte, North Carolina to compete with a team that featured Frostmoth. I was going to try to be the first person to top cut a regional with Frostmoth, and I needed an Ice Scales one, and I wanted the shiny. I kept hatching, and then unfortunately the pandemic kind of hit us, and I was never able to ultimately compete, but I did finally get that shiny, and now we have the ability patch. So I could have done it really easily there, but a really cool shiny for me and one of my favorite new Pokemon in this new generation. So as you can see, we've got over 1,300 shiny Pokemon if you add in Pokemon Go, and about 1,000 in my Pokemon Home, and that's still forgetting a few other Pokemon, like the ones in Heart Gold, Soul Silver for Shiny Quest that I haven't finished yet, that eventually will be transferred up throughout the years. But incredible stuff, man. We've done some amazing things with shiny Pokemon over the years, and I still do enjoy shiny hunting to this day. So let me know what your favorite moment, shiny-wise, from me is in the comment section below, and how many shinies do you have that you've hunted over the years? I'm very, very curious. I hope you guys enjoyed this trip down memory lane. If you did, be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and get those notifications turned on. I post Pokemon videos every single day, and if you're looking for something to pass the time, I've got a lot of shiny reactions on this channel, so feel free to go through, binge watch them, have some fun, and go reminisce on some of these incredible moments over the last 6 years. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out this one right here. Otherwise, this video is pretty awesome too. Check out one of these 2 videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.